Welcome to World Cup Extra. We're on one wild night of qualifiers. Some egos ended bruised, including the French as they met Ireland.
And with 3 wins from 3, Romania were Europe's form team at the beginning of these qualifiers, but no disrespect to Finland, Macedonia and Andorra. The date in the Czech Republic threw up more problems than in those first 3 matches put together. Milan Baros shot over for the hosts early on before they found what would be the deciding goal with a penalty on 34 minutes. Kostin Soava fouled Martin Jelinek and Jan Koller converted. The Czechs held out despite the late Romanian rally that was almost rewarded with Daniel Panchu's volley, but Peter Cech got in the way. The first setback for Romania, despite the protestations of coach Hangay Iordanescu. The Czechs, who'd lost not only their first game in Holland, but also Pavel Nedved to international retirement, are on track. Czechs next go to Armenia. Holland are back in the frame on Wednesday. They're at home to Finland.
So European champions Greece may be taking part in the World Cup finals. Looks as if it could be beyond them. Defeat to Albania, followed by a draw with Turkey, left them 1 off the bottom of the group. First chance there going on Shofkarski. Giannakopoulos header saved there. And then 48 minutes, the free kick from Shevchenko. Big mistake from Nicopolidis. Left the ball to slither through his legs. Ukraine looking promising. Is their away form, which may be the key to a qualifying berth, and it's looked good for them so far. They've already drawn against Denmark away, and they've beaten Kazakhstan. This was their first home game. They wanted to take maximum advantage. Nicopolidis, great save there from the header from Roussol. But then, very much against the run of play, the foul by Hussein on Delas, and then watch this, Sartas with the equalising goal. 9 minutes from time, one of the goals of the night for the Greeks, and they got something that they perhaps didn't deserve. And that then is how it finished. Shevchenko's first goal in the qualifiers for the Ukraine wasn't enough. Albania losing to Denmark, and Turkey easily beating Kazakhstan. Next up, Kazakhstan, Albania, Ukraine, Georgia, and the Danes take on Turkey in the game of the night. That comes up on Wednesday.
In Group 3, Russia duly delivered with the expected big win in Luxembourg to at least partly erase memories of Robert Vitek's late equaliser for Slovakia in Moscow last month. That left them settling for a desperately poor 1-1 draw. Luxembourg held out for almost an hour here, but then collapsed. Dmitry Sichev would be the hero, pouncing on Manu Schalz's hesitancy for the opener. Russia's second arrived 5 minutes later. Alexei Shmertin and Vadim Evseyev combined to set substitute Denis Boyarintsev clear. And the eventual cross was turned in by Zenit St. Petersburg's Andrei Arshavin. Another 6 minutes on, and Sichev added another for him before completing the treble just before the end. It was a case really of Evgeny Aldanin's cross merely landing at his feet. The first ever hat-trick here for the 20-year-old, who's now back in his homeland with Lokomotiv after a happy year and a half in the south of France with Marseille. Maybe at long last he's ready to reproduce the kind of form that had him fast-tracked into the national setup before the last World Cup. 4-0 Russia, and an ideal confidence booster before Wednesday's massive match in Portugal. Well, unbelievably, the Portuguese threw away a 2-goal lead in Liechtenstein, of all places, thus allowing Slovakia the chance to open up a 3-point lead at the top of the group. A chance they took against Latvia, even though the guests scored first. Who else but Maris Verpakovskis after 3 minutes. It was all very familiar after that. Latvia putting 10 men in defence, Slovakia putting 10 in attack, and having reached half-time with their lead still intact, Latvia must have been eyeing up their second 3 points of the group after last month's dramatic 4-3 win in Luxembourg. But then the cracks started to appear. Szilard Nemec getting the equaliser. And Lubos Raita grabbed the second. 2 goals inside 4 minutes for Slovakia. And it would be 3 in 10 when Miroslav Karhan followed in his own header after Kalinko had saved. Latvia without the likes of Pahars and Rubins for this game because of injury, and it showed. Slovakia got another Janotsko's cross. Karhan with a deflected effort. 3 wins out of 4 for the Slovaks. They have a bit of a layoff now, though. Don't play again in this group until March. Well, Latvia have surprised people before. Whether they're capable of doing it again, qualifying for another finals after they spectacularly made Euro 2004, we'll have to wait and see. Well beaten here, though. Portugal-Russia is the huge game in this group on Wednesday. Portugal, as we say, were 2 up there in the...
So far then, it's not been impressive from the French. In a group they were expected to dominate. Thus far, they've limped to a draw with Israel before recording their first victory in laboured fashion against the Faroes. Tonight against Ireland, it's the biggest test so far as to whether the future without Zidane and co is to be a bright one, or whether they might have to reappraise their hopes. As for the teams, France without Vieira sent off against the Faroes. Dominic feels a fresh midfield. Dacour, who's not played since the defeat to Greece in Euro 2004, is paired with Bordeaux's Mavuba, the 20-year-old who impressed on his debut against Bosnia. Brian Kirk without Richard Dunn due to calf injury. Elsewhere, the team virtually picks itself. There has been particularly complimentary toward Roy Keane's input over the past few weeks. The Irish, of course, very used to tough qualifying groups. One of the qualifiers for the last World Cup in Korea. Kilbrand. His performance against the Dutch was outstanding. Oh, that was a terrible back header. And Stephen Carr got away with it then, given very alive and alert. Alongside, of course, O'Brien, also of Newcastle United, a contingent of theirs. 11 is Duff. Get it wide in the end. Keane has gone wide. Good stop from Barthez. Was partially sided from Finnan's strike. Crowd of players, in particular Squillaci, standing right in front of him. As Finnan again, once again allowed time to cross the ball. Well, Morrison, I think he was closer than Barthez would have liked. Not happy at all with his defence. Givet and Squillaci at the centre of defence, the two from Monaco. Struggling to make any understanding between the two of them so far. This is more like in Viltor. Looking for the overlapping run. Gallas there. Easy in the end, forgiven. Fourth season now at Chelsea for Gallas. Seems as though he arrived only yesterday. 17 is Dacour. There's Pires. Heads in towards his century of caps. Should probably make it actually before the next World Cup. And gets it back again. Chance opening up here. And unfortunate that Pires did really well. Tremendous reaction save though from Gibbon. That's the best move that the French have put together in this game so far. Look at the fleet-footed nature of Pires there, just as he teased then O'Shea. Thought he was going to go wide of him. That's not good news. Morrison has had a good half so far. Really has held the ball up well. So Andy Reid is on. Plenty of discussion. Overall, a lack of understanding between the French so far. As I said, the Irish really do relish these challenges. 17 here is Reed, and Barthez reacted again quick. The French causing problems for themselves. Over-elaboration on the ball. Well, he's barely had a sniff of a chance, has he? Not only in this game, but certainly in his time at Liverpool so far. Things not going quite according to plan. He's right in the mix with Cisse. Oh, that was very close. Gallas again. He came close in the first half, and he's come very close in the second as well. He was expecting it to arrive then. Completely missed Givet as well. Cisse is the furthest forward. This is Pires again. Cuts inside, nobody out on the overlap. Of course, he always used to have Lisa Razou bombing up there. Now that's taken a deflection, the strike from Dacour. He scored just the one goal in the last 12 months. That was in a 4-0 victory over Juventus. It was back in April. Henry backing off Henry again. Gallas had got forward. 11 is Viltor. Gallas now on the overlapping run here. Gallas can't get it. Cisse is in there. Still not clear. That's easy in the end for Given. It was half a chance for Cisse. Mavruba, the 20-year-old who did make such an impression against Bosnia tonight with his second cap. Pires, booed by the Irish support. Pires, that was for the blatant dive in the first half, looking for the penalty. But left Henry again, 30 metres out. Henry! Good strike from Henry. And a good save once again from Given. He's in one of those moods tonight. He looks almost unbeatable. Judges every bounce to perfection. Good punch there. Done from there. And in true Barthez style. Off goes Oliver Dacour. This is the moment. Purely accidental collision. Cunningham. The concentration slipped just a little there. Cunningham. Viltor. Henry waiting in the penalty area. Cisse being tracked by Cunningham. As Cisse easily beating him to the byline, but the quality of the final ball was poor. This is Pires. Robert Pires. Waiting for Cisse to get back on side. 6 is Diarra. Mavruba. Duff recovers, gives away a corner though. Well, these two have met 3 times in World Cup qualifiers, the last being back in 82. France won 2-0 here, lost 3-2 in Ireland. 78, again they won here 2-0 and lost 1-0 in Ireland. And 74. Lost 2-1 and drew 1-1. So the Irish record against France is very good in World Cup qualifiers. Henry there, number 12, Cisse 9. And Given. Wanting a few words of wisdom to his defenders. The arm was certainly raised there by Cunningham as he went to jump for that ball. Very dangerous indeed, and withdrew it just in time. As Gallas' throw. Flick on by Henry. But again, it's all rather aimless. This is Stephen Carr. A lot of ground opening up in front of him. Doesn't need any second invitation to get forward. Carr. That's a great ball by Carr. What an opportunity, and those two ought to know each other pretty well. Keane and Carr spent time, of course, with Tottenham, and that is a real miss from Robbie Keane. There's O'Shea. Still with his arm raised in there, waiting for the ball. Oh, whatever goes through his mind on occasions like that. He's done an admirable job, Reed, since he came on. O'Brien pushed forward in that. Keane is in there. O'Brien's going to be missed out. Great chance there. Oh dear. John O'Shea. Oh, did it come at him quicker than he thought? What an opportunity. Not a marker in sight. Diana was nowhere. And he almost had time to bring it under control himself and just slot it past Fabian Barthez. They were concerned about the fact that the Irish might make more noise than the French support, and those concerns are right. The only noise and atmosphere that is being generated here has been from the Irish, and the considerable numbers of them as well. Oh, that's a glorious ball there, and Henry is through. Well, Pires produces a moment of magic, and the genius is still there. Second touch wasn't the cleanest from Henry. Cisse and Henry celebrate their birthdays 5 days apart from each other. This is Thierry Henry. Cunningham with it. Just look at the ease with which he manages to turn and face his man and then come back and beat him. Henry does superbly well given, though. Reads the imminent danger. Reed's corner. It's going to be another Irish ball, is it? Oh, now. O'Brien and Gallas getting involved. Henry in there as well. You can hear what's going on there. Well, Barthez was the main protagonist there. It's almost as if sometimes they don't think there's a TV camera in the stadium watching over them. And that is the full-time whistle, and a cheer from the substantial Irish contingent. That is a great result, and it could have been even better had O'Shea put that chance away near the end. For the French, well, there's going to be plenty of dissecting of this most recent disappointing performance as well in the media over the next couple of days. There's still a lot of work still to do. There were calls made, so they said, to the ex-players who all retired, the likes of Lisa Razou, Thuram and Zidane, from the current coach Dominic, to get them back in the fold. And they all turned it down now. Staying in the group fight, the two also-rans, both have played 2, both lost 2. And with Israel, France, Ireland and the Swiss all above them with 4 points, neither of these two, Cyprus or the Faroes, have much hope. Nikolai to Constantinou, who's fouled by Mikkelsen, and a penalty kick. And from the penalty spot, Constantinou would score his 20th goal on the night of his 40th cap. Not a bad return. And Cyprus off to a 1-0 lead. It didn't last too long, though, because 7 minutes later, Olsen's free kick would be headed in by Jorgensen. Debut goal for the Coventry City midfielder on his 3rd cap. And then 2 minutes before half-time, amazingly, the Faroes would go in 2-1 ahead. Jorgensen would be involved once again. Frederiksberg would find it back to the path of Jakobsen, who's about to score another debut goal. Half-time then, 2-1 ahead. The Faroes led. And it would stay that way right until 8 minutes from time. Georgiou find the substitute Neofitu, who crossed to Okas, the Olympiacos forward, would get on the end of it and level it at 2-2. Not really good enough for either side. Neither has much hope of making the qualifiers unless there's a fall apart in the form from everybody else. Full-time 2-2. And that's how it stands at the end. Cyprus 2, and there's another late equalising goal for the Israelis, 2-2 against the Swiss, but the Swiss stay on top due to goal difference ahead of the Republic of Ireland. Easily the biggest upset of the qualifiers so far, and the biggest night in Slovenian football since they became an independent competing nation in 19 of June 1991. Zambrotta onto his own crossbar. And then this, 82 minutes, Cesar, 22-year-old who plays for Ljubljana, formerly of Dynamo Zagreb, who, according to our records, scored his very first goal ever anywhere in senior competition. And what a night to get it. He's the hero. Italy are beaten by 1-0.
A packed house at Hamden and a public patience tested to the absolute limit by the assorted disappointments of the Vokes era form the backdrop for this crucial Group 5 qualifier between Scotland and Norway. If even a playoff place is to remain in reach, with Italy to come still home and away, a win is absolutely crucial for the Scots. Well, a quite wretched injury list has deprived Bertie Vogts of a host of first-teamers. Stephen Presley, in particular, will be missed at the back. He's been replaced by Russell Anderson. Carew! Oh, and it was cleared. Carew did brilliantly. He's got good speed and a deceptively soft touch for such a big man. He showed it there, easily drifting beyond Holt. Better cross, and Norway would have been leading. Forward from Gordon, who retains his place in the Scottish goal here, despite a really shaky performance on his debut against the Slovenians. 0-0 in that one. All they want is a goal, really, the Scottish fans. Norway, a real threat from set pieces, though. This is the new hope, 22-year-old Magna Hosek. Good delivery. Carew! Really not far away. He deliberately steered it towards the far corner, a couple of inches lower. Norway would be leading. The pressure mounts. Scotland do have history on their side. They've not lost a qualifier in the World Cup at Hampden Park in 19 years. Wales, the last side to win it. Dogged play from McFadden. The work rate is there, even if the touch and skill isn't necessarily with McFadden and Dickov, the striking partnership. Good delivery, that. Oh, real confusion. Saved! The shot from Hughes. They're claiming it was over the line. First competitive start for Scotland for Richard Hughes. And it was very nearly a very special moment. Bounces over the goalkeeper Myra. And that's a tough call, isn't it? Was it all over? Norway had to settle for a 1-1 draw in their last match, home to Belarus. It was a result that so displeased the coach Aga Haraida that he brought in a completely new midfield unit for this game. Good play, Carew. Wilson. Goalkeeper came and missed it, and it's off the line with a hand. It will be a penalty. It will be a red card as well, and it's all gone wrong for Scotland. James McFadden, instinctively the arm went up. It was because Gordon came out and made a real mess of trying to deal with a corner. Oh, that's shoddy keeping, all the inexperience. Evident for all to see. Scotland down to 10 as McFadden walks. And it's going to be Stefan Everson. 8 years of his career just south of the border. 7 with Tottenham, 1 with Wolves last season. Now back in his homeland with Vålerenga. It's Everson. It's 1-0 Norway. Massive task for Scotland now. Norway will batten down the hatches. Coolly steered in by Everson. Ferguson lays it in low. Good turn and shot by Dickov. The merest amount of space there. That's the most room he's been afforded all afternoon by Eric Hagen, which had a commanding debut at the back for Norway. Andre Bergdolmo. Good throw. Only half out, 1 there by the substitute Anderson. It's over the bar. That could have sealed it. Pedersen, well, he's very blasé about it. It was good footwork in the area. If the ball broke down to him, it certainly helps when the defender falls over as well, but rather snatched at it. Well, Scotland go to Moldova on Wednesday. It's the sort of game initially you'd think, well, an easy 3 points. Not so. Oh, the cross came off the top of the bar there. Myra was casual. He kind of assumed it was dropping onto the roof of the net. Fletcher with a bending ball in. Still, though, it's half chances and scraps for Scotland. If anyone looks like scoring again, it is the Norwegians. No way round the outside there. Stephen Pearson. Last chance, surely. Andy Webster forward. Everyone's forward. Delivery. Barry Ferguson came in quite low. Norway first to it. There might even be a chance for a counter-attack here. Wide by Anderson. Player herring up in the middle. Well, deflected shot. It will come safely through. Yonana Riza with the run. Well, the Scottish fans, fair play to them, backing their team until the very last. But the patience is wearing thin, surely. So many false starts since Bertie Vogts took over. Disappointment is becoming a bit of a habit round these parts. Oh, the ball played through, and that's a dive. It was Pearson, and he's told to get up there by Paul Elliott. Just a gentle nudge through to him. Oh, and that's desperate stakes, really. Looking for the penalty in the dying seconds. It was the two substitutes combining Miller's ball. Well, Norway have scrapped for this, and they have won by 1-0. Massively disappointing for Scotland. Everson's penalty deciding it early in the second half. Scotland with an awful lot to do to qualify. Confirmation of the results there in Group 5, and Scotland unable to take advantage of the defeat by Italy, but Italy stay in second place. Top of the table are the Slovenians.
The Poles were the first European nation to qualify for the 2002 finals, and despite losing to England, they kept the pressure on them with a fine display here. The opening goal away from home in Austria scored Kaluzhny. They knocked the Austrians off the top of the table with this result. Austria beaten Azerbaijan to get back on track after they too, of course, had lost to England. They got level on 29 minutes. Afaz has balled a shot. Second goal of the campaign, Reza. "12 minutes from time, the foul from Pogatetz on Frankowski outside the area. Krzyżowiak stepped up and drove it underneath the wall as it jumped. It was deflected by Zurawski. And Poland were 2-1 ahead. Plenty of goals coming from all over the place. 6-7 different scorers for the Poles in the opening 3 games, so there is danger from all corners as they pile forward, though, looking for the equaliser. They got unlucky as well. Kazarski winning the ball. Frankowski, though, with the goal. There was a sending off as well in this game. Radomski went off. It's the second sending off for the Poles as well. Ludacic was sent off in the opening qualifier. So they're building up a bit of a reputation, the Poles. Tough, uncompromising, difficult to beat, home and away. They needed this result after the setback against England, and they were deserving of a 3-1 victory. England, of course, with that one in Santander, confidence brimming, but they can see off a relatively weak Belgium team. Little to choose between these two in terms of history. Spain have a marginal advantage, but what meetings between these two always bring is incident and goals. They average over 3 a meeting, but Belgium have not won here since 1963. As for the teams, Spain do have a weakness, most notably they don't score enough goals. The Bosnian result wasn't improved upon by the meeting with the Scots. Morientes is out today, and up front it is Torres and Raul. Well, the Belgians seem to be the right team there to meet at the right time. 13 goals conceded in the last 10 games points to a defensive frailty. Timmy Simmons, his absence will be problematic and felt deeply, you imagine. Van Buiten is partnered by Vincent Kompany, the 18-year-old Anderlecht protégé. Spain then in the white. As these two had poor starts to the qualifying campaign. Bosnia holding Spain away. Lithuania taking a point from Belgium in Brussels, and Tunis can really ill afford, even at this early stage, to concede casually here. There's Mpenza. 42-0 for a forward, due to the paucity of talent that they've got up front at the moment. Should be the keeper. Oh, he's missed it. Great chance here. Well, Torres, Wacky's given him a real mouthful, but Torres really should have scored. He's giving him the thumbs up, but that certainly wasn't any encouragement coming from Joaquim. He thought he was going to cross the ball back. Great ball from Del Orno. But what is it about Belgian goalkeepers on the big occasion? Persman, the Anderlecht keeper. Puyol's header. This is Mpenza. Oh, behind him, and Mpenza did really well. The flag, I think, went up there. There's Buffel. There's his Sonk at the back post there as well, but Buffel got the first strike on the ball. The unfortunate thing for the Belgian coach, two highly talented forwards, Buffel and Wesley Song, both playing in Holland now. Xavi, good save. It's kept in play as well. Unerringly accurate he is from those distances, Xavi. Depends on when you get in here. You were saying about the Belgian forwards, Heinz and Feyenoord, Sonk and Buffel playing for. Neither is currently in form, and they have rather. Sonk really did swing his elbow there, and he could be in trouble now. Kim Milton-Nielsen, the referee. Delorno is down. I wonder just what view he had of this. Now watch this here, the swing of the elbow there. And Sonk, if he isn't in trouble right now, then he could well be when this game is finished. Right on camera. Well, make up your own mind if you feel there was any malice in that. He's not a player who's got a reputation for treatment like that. 26 years of age, Wesley Sonk. He's never really produced the form in Holland that he showed at Racing Henk, and that is part of the reason. Oh, now this is going to be a red card here, and De Flandre goes. Well, they have pressed the self-destruct button against Spain before. As we said, there's always controversy and incident, and it's proving to be the case here as well. Nielsen is keeping a calm head, Buffel is there, and Tunis is bordering on the apoplectic, up and down off that bench, and Belgium down to 10 men after containing Spain with relative ease for 37 minutes here. Xavi. Raul is 7. Still there, Raul. Torres is in there. Torres is still there. And in the end, just look who's back defending there. It was Buffel. Oh, Belgium all over the place. And the game, well, they've just lit the touch paper on this game. Here's Puyol. Here's that moment. This is Raul. Only got the equaliser against Barcelona a couple of weeks ago, Torres. 3 goals this season, 20 last. Really did enjoy a fantastic season, 0-0. And they've done a tremendous job here with 10 men. As the onside, he is. Luque is in, and Luque scores. First real chance for the substitute, Luque. The Depaul forward gets a debut goal. And what a week it's been for him. Got the winning goal against Real Madrid a week ago, and he's now put the national team ahead in what was becoming an increasingly frustrating night for the Spanish. No mistake. Well, the most famous meeting between these two, that's the quarter-final meeting back in '86. Belgium won 5-4 on penalties. Only time they've ever been involved in a penalty shootout, Belgium, in a World Cup. Lost 2-0, of course, to Argentina in the semi-final, and to France in the third-fourth place playoff as well. Now Salgado is making grab. He's not going to get given the ball, though, because Joaquin is giving it away. Might get it back, though, without having to ask too hard. Here's Raul, 2-0. And any danger, the Belgian fans thought that their side might sneak back into this game, now been extinguished for good, as Spain are on a roll. Salgado's ball, Raul's header, Company caught out of position, the ball just floating over his head. And Belgium 2 down. And it's looking like lights out on this campaign this early on as well. It's a tough group, this, to qualify from. Well, there's still plenty of discussion between Milton-Nielsen and Wesley Sonk. He's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card already, Sonk. He wants to continue the argument. He's going to end up being sent off. There's Raul, completely unmarked, and it was a simple case of guiding the ball into the back of the net. And just for the record, that's goal number 39 and international number 78 for Raul. This is unbelievable. Why Barcourt has been given a red card, I do not know. Something must have been said or happened, because Belgium had just been given a free kick. Now, once again, sonks in Milton Nielsen's face, and we'll need a replay before we get any understanding of what went on here. Xavi. Oh, there's the reason why. He spat at Xavi right in front of the referee. Unsportsmanlike behaviour, and Barcourt goes. 9 men, big trouble for Belgium now, and Antunes, who's hanging on to his job, and Spain have won in particularly scrappy fashion here by 2-0. Luque and Raul with the goals. Belgium self-destructed, really, from the moment De Flandre was sent off in the first half, and Barcourt for spinning at Xavi in the second. They didn't deserve anything up until that 38th minute, though. They played well. Spain 2-0 winners.
Spain only in third place, though, despite that win. Bosnia-Herzegovina and Serbia drew in the big Balkan derby. Lithuania top at this early stage. 2 wins from 2. Croatia were flying in Group 8, and things were going from good to better as well at home to Bulgaria, when 2 goals from Dario Schöner had them cruising towards victory. The Shakhtar Donetsk striker grabbed his first with a free kick from an outrageous way out after 15 minutes. He then added the second from the penalty spot after Leverkusen's Marko Babic was brought down by Georgi Markov. Schöner in red-hot form for his country. It was his winner in Stockholm last time out and maintained Croatia's dramatic recovery from their rather weak showing at the Euro. The way they threw this away, though, will stick in the throat. Bulgaria got back into it within the last 14 minutes. The ball just about forced over the line from Petrov. That's Martin Petrov, and not Celtic Stilian for the record. Bettina awfully close to blocking it. And then just 4 minutes from the end, the second goal arrived. Dimitar Berbatov, who's attracting the attentions of all of Europe's top clubs, in outstanding form for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga and for country as well. 2-2. Croatia throwing it away. Bulgaria now have 4 points. They play Malta next. Croatia are out of action until next March. They do, though, stay on top of the table despite dropping their first point. 7 from 3 played. Sweden in second. Moving continents now and into the South American qualifying tournament. 4 wins and 4 draws may not have been the commanding start the Brazilian public demanded to the marathon South American group. It was certainly enough to see them top by a point from Argentina before the visit to Venezuela. There was only ever going to be one outcome. And Kaká eradicated doubts, if there were any, as early as the 6th minute. Gilberto Angelucci, the Venezuela goalkeeper, would predictably have a busy night. Kaká applied the finishing touch for number 2 as well in the 35th minute. 2-0 at half-time. It didn't take Brazil long to pick up from where they left off after the interval. Just 3 minutes, in fact, when Ronaldo converted just Zé Roberto's cross. 3 goals, 3 penalties against Argentina, you may recall, over the summer. Ronaldo got another here in the 51st minute for 4-0. Oh dear, Angelucci. 8th goal of the qualifiers, and certainly the softest for the Real Madrid striker. Ronaldo isn't the only one banging form. Ronaldinho and Adriano would apply the finishing touch 15 minutes from the end. That's 11 goals in 12 matches for club and country since the start of the season for the Inter man. Well, Venezuela might have known what was coming. 15 matches previously they played against Brazil. All 15 had been lost. This was only the third time in those matches that they'd scored a goal against Brazil. Rubert Moran, 11 minutes from the end, but it was a pride thing, really. Moran would get another right on the stroke of time. Easy win, 5-2. That kept the pressure on Argentina to stay in touch at the top. It was a debut match, really, for Jose Pekerman, the new coach who's replaced Marcelo Bielsa. Norval service resumed, though. 5 minutes gone, and Luis Gonzalez got the opener against the Uruguayans. The real star of the show here would be Luciano Figueroa. Sure, Birmingham City fans remember the name, if not the performances. He never started a match for the Blues. Vieira saving from Figueroa there, but he wouldn't be long before he got on the score sheet for real. Cross in by Saviola, and Figueroa there in the 31st minute. Since moved on to Cruz Azul in Mexico. Uruguay tried to rally. Javier Delgado with a free kick. Abondanzieri with a save. Only brief respite. Javier Zanetti would add a third for Argentina in the 44th minute. Real production line feel to the goal. Uruguay ragged at the back, and they were duly punished. Nine minutes after the break, and Figueroa got another. Riquelme with the devastating through ball. Not really bad, this, was it, for a player who was only placed in the starting lineup on the morning of the game after Hernan Crespo failed a late fitness test. Got injured in training, the Milan striker. Well, that was a goal pulled back for the Uruguayans from Christian Rodriguez.